Welcome everyone, this is Sen speaking and welcome to Neverwinter Nights. Yes, this is a game that's been developed by BioWare and published in 2002, and it's based on the Dungeons and Dragons tabletop system. I think this was the, let's see, third edition. Then let's get right to it, because creating a character, we'll be creating a new character, and creating one takes between 50 seconds and 50 minutes. If you know what you're doing, you'll do it much faster. But I know what I plan on doing with my character. So, of course, we have the option to be female or male. I will choose male. There is no real difference between the two, unless I think there's a few dialogue options that are different. Maybe one quest, doesn't really matter. And we have a few races. We can be a human, that are, I think, those are the best races in any of the Neverwinter Nights games. Both in the original campaign and the expansion packs. Humans are more or less the best race there is, at least for me. We can be an elf. They are pretty good. They have the adjustments for dexterity, but it doesn't matter. For us, we'll take a human. There's an elf. There can be dwarves, halflings, gnomes. Half-elves are, I think, the worst class. I don't know why they are even here, just for appearances, I think, because everything they can do, elves can do better, right? And half-orcs are pretty bad, because they have +2 for strength and -2 both for intelligence and for charisma, so not very good. And they only get dark vision and maybe favored class barbarian if someone thinks it's nice. You can use sub-races, and I didn't really use them, but from what I understand, if you write, if the module supports it, you can, for example, write draw, and it would choose a special sub-race for you. That's a draw, basically a dark elf. So, but we'll be choosing a human and a portrait. Since we're going to be a druid at the end, we should choose something that's more druid-like. For example, this guy, or maybe something like this guy. This guy is nice. He has some armor, but it doesn't matter much. He's green, so that's what we choose. But our druid will be a little bit unorthodox. I mean, depending on what someone likes, because he is going to use shape changing. Yes, wild shape. That's the name of the feat. He's going to be turning into a bear and eating all that stand in his way. However, we will be starting as a fighter, because fighter starts with armor proficiencies, as all armors and shields. And if we say shape change, all the bonuses from the armor, from the helmet, and from the shield get added to our stats, but items and weapons don't. For example, belts or capes don't. So fighter gives us a little bit more points to not points, a little bit more things to customize our magical bear. We'll also be taking one or two levels of monk for the wisdom bonus to armor, so that's also that. And since we'll be turning into a bear, the armor doesn't count then, so that's also nice. Okay, so we are choosing, not used to speaking English. We are choosing a fighter. We will be lawful neutral. That's the only alignment that will allow us to be both a monk and a druid. A monk has to be lawful. A druid has to have a neutral descriptor in his alignment, so both true neutral and neutral among the good and evil scale, and the between lawful and chaotic. So we'll be choosing lawful neutral. And the abilities. Since we will be shape-shifting, we don't really need a lot of physical abilities, though we need a lot of wisdom, so we'll be maxing that, but not maxing. We'll be taking 17. It doesn't matter much. At 4th level we'll be getting a +1 to this, so that's also nice. Since we'll be probably wearing heavy armor or something like that, we need some strength, we need also some dexterity. I just put a +3 here, doesn't really matter. I could make it like this. Constitution, we will leave it as is. Intelligence, we need about 10. We have 1 remaining point. That we can put here. It doesn't really matter. Unless here got nah. So 14, 15, 8, 17, 10, and charisma 8. It doesn't really matter. We can put 9 here, because we can put it anywhere else instead of constitution, and that doesn't really matter. Charisma would be our best bet. Unless intelligence. Nah, not really. Charisma. Okay. So with the packages, we can have default packages for our character. Let's say class archetypes, something like that. So we can be a finesse fighter, for example, that uses light weapons, and more or less he uses dexterity instead of strength to hit things, though he's very weak because dexterity based characters usually have low strength and lack damage output. But that's something to think about. Pirate, 2 weapons at once. Gladiator, 2 weapons at once, and probably combat feats like knockdown or disarming, something like that. Commander, persuading his enemies as he is in combat. That's pretty strange because fighters don't have persuasion as their abilities, as their skills. And weapon masters, katana, because every game needs an edgelord with a katana that doesn't really fit to the setting. But we'll be making a configuration to our package. So because we'll be a druid, we will be needing, not really needing, but we will have an animal empathy. So from the compared, if someone played Neverwinter Nights 2, there's a good thing here. You can leave as much points as you want. For example, I have 8 left and I can leave as much as I want. In Neverwinter Nights 2 we can leave, I think, 5 points at most, so that's also something that's different. You have to keep that in mind. But we will be needing concentration. Yeah, why not? Why not? Persuasion, we don't have. Spellcraft we will take, but as a druid, because that's a class skill. If we wanted to put points, cross-class skills, you can put half of the norm class skill maximum. So that's your character level +3 divided by 2. And that's, I think, rounded down. Yeah, that's rounded down. But that's the only, concentration will be the only ability that we will take on first level. We'll gain 2 additional levels in the prologue, so that's not really that important. Tumble will also be pretty important. We'll take this on 2nd level together with the monk level to have this every 5 points from this gives us 1 additional armor class, so that's very good, especially since it's every 5 points, so that's That's a very good skill. For this, we will take. Let's see. We will take. Where is it? Where is it? Weapon focus. It's at the end, of course. Weapon focus, unarmed strike. We will take weapon finesse. And we have one feat that we can take. So we can take toughness, that gives us 1 bonus hit point per level. It's okay, but especially since we don't have until I think 7th. Yes, until level 7 we don't have many hit points, since we have 8 constitution. Thug gives us initiative checks and persuade checks. Strong soul gives us, what is this? Bonus to fortitude and will saving throws, as well as +1 bonus to any saving throw versus death magic. That's pretty good. Resist poison, disease, power attack. We could take power attack. We could take Luck of Heroes. We could take knockdown. Why not? Yeah, sure. What's this? This button is... No, we can take knockdown. It's going to be good, since it will disallow our enemies from hitting us, since we don't have a lot of hit points. After his melee opponent to the ground, the character makes an attack roll -4, and if successful, the defender makes an opposed discipline check against the character's attack roll. If the character wins, the defender is knocked into a prone position. And that's really good, because we can take an improved knockdown later, though I don't think we will take it. Yes, writing something down. Okay. An improved knockdown treats us as if we are one category, one size category larger, something like that, than we normally are. Generally, all the player character races are medium size, so we get, I think it's written here, right? +1 per every size category difference, and minus if we are smaller. Monks get this for free at level 6, though we don't really need it like that, so it's like this. Okay, so we can customize our character. So what we will do, we need a druid-like face, something with a bird, maybe. We don't have any bird options here. Something wild, maybe? You look ugly. Okay, that's good. Do we need tattoos? Sure, because tattoos help with transformation into a bird. Sure. Body. Do we want to be fat? I mean bulky, or do we want to be more or less have a normal build? Let's see. Why not? We're going to turn into a bird, so we can be a bird. Clothing. Something nice. The first one was nice. Yeah, sure. This is the woodsman garb, something like that. Skin color a bit darker. Yeah, I like this, it's nice. And black hair. Sure.
Get on them! Attack, I say!
And we will be named, let's say, Tristan Springleaf. Tristan Springleaf. And let's say we are about 28 years old, let's say.
To your weapons, and don't let up.
Okay,
Attack!
this is a good voice.
By my direction, attack!
No.
Attack!
No.
Get on him! Attack! Attack! Attack!
No.
Attack! I say Attack!
That would be for a different character. Maybe a cleric or paladin.
Strike at them! Attack! Let the earth take you!
Okay. No, we'll take the voice.
Pull your weapons and don't let up. Attack!
Sure. This is a good voice. And our character is ready. We need to make sure that we don't really stray from our alignment. It's difficult to not be good in this game. So we will choose, if we stray too much from neutral, we'll just have to kill some innocents and become more evil.
The Frozen North, the name given to the stark and unforgiving frontier that lies beyond the high moor of Faerun. A bleak wilderness where barbarian clans and tribes of giants roam the land and fierce dragons rule the skies. But amidst the frozen savagery stands a bastion of civilization, the city of Neverwinter, Jewel of the North. Behind the city's high walls, those both hardy and brave carve out an existence from this bleak land under the guidance and protection of the legendary hero, Lord Nasher Alagonda. Yet there are some things that all the courage in the world cannot stand against. A virulent plague swept the city, a terrible affliction that began in the beggar's nest. Soon, all of Neverwinter would feel the touch of the Wailing Death. The disease could not be cured. Panic ensued. The streets erupted into violence. The Jewel of the North was brought to its knees. To save Neverwinter, Lady Aribeth de Tilmarand, Paladin of Tyr, and Lord Nasher's right hand put forth the call for a champion. A rush of would-be heroes answered her call, some drawn by promises of grandeur and glory, others by the lure of gold. Those with the greatest potential were initiated into the academy to train and study under the greatest minds of Neverwinter, all in the hopes a champion might emerge to save the city from the Wailing Death, and whatever sinister force might be behind it.
Okay. So, is this it? Yes, this is it. Club, short sword. Okay. Let's change our equipment a bit, like this. So this gives us a little bit of armor class. I could have made 16 here, though I think the +1 strength is a little bit more important. We have a very small carry weight, only 116 pounds, I guess. Not really used to those units. Let's see. This goes here. We'll go and sword isn't important here. We'll use the where are those? Here. Knockdown. We don't need a parry. Okay. This one is not so. Okay. Unless. So do we want to use piercing or bludgeoning damage? Doesn't really matter. This one has a better threat range, so sure. Okay, so let's talk to Pavel. No, we want to check the other rooms first and see if there's anything interesting here. Ooh, 3 gold. Nice. Maybe do something like this. The map is also pretty useful. We don't need bullets. Okay, let's talk to Pavel and see what he has to say to us.
Finally, you're up. I was afraid you were going to sleep all day.
I guess the instructors work you pretty hard here at the academy.
Yeah, they do.
My name's Pavel. I'm one of the new recruits. I just arrived here at the academy this morning.
Yes, I am Tristan Springleaf. Is it true that what they say about you? That Lady Aribeth herself ordered the academy to send you an invitation to come here for training? I've never heard of anyone being invited to train at the academy before. Usually people are begging to get in. It must be a great honor for you. Okay, so I wonder how it happened that they sent me a letter. But it's an honor and a privilege for me to serve Neverwinter. You're pretty modest for someone who's got such high expectation on him. It wasn't quite so easy for me to get into the academy. My brother Beam and I were working on one of the nearby farms outside the city when we heard Lady Aribeth had put out a call for heroes to come to the aid of Neverwinter. We knew the city was suffering, but we didn't realize how bad things were until we got here. We arrived just before they sealed the gates and quarantined the city. Thank the gods I got accepted into the academy. I wouldn't want to be out there on the streets with the plague. Not with the city guards barely able to keep order anymore. Okay, I don't really want to talk with you, so I'm not really interested in chatting with you. Yeah, I guess you want to get on with your training. Well, good luck, Tristan. Who knows, maybe the next time we meet, those rumors for a cure for the Wailing Death will turn out to be true. Yeah, they will. Don't forget to say hi to my twin brother Bim over there by the door. On your way out. Ah, sure. I'll talk to him and don't talk to him.
I want to talk to you.
Yes, he will give me a tutorial.
I saw you talking to my brother Pavel. My name is Bim. If you want, I can give you a short tutorial on adventuring.
No, I'm not really interested in a tutorial right now. Suit yourself. You should go through this door and speak to Olgerd. Then he will get you set up with all the equipment you need to finish your training here at the academy. Sure. Olgerd, give me my stuff. Hello.
Hello there.
Ah.
Come to get yourself some supplies from old Olgar, have you? Good idea. Can't have you wandering about the streets naked. Might give the academy a bad name.
I think if you don't get the tutorial from this guy, he won't give you an armor, so... The city guard are already having enough trouble maintaining control as it is. Wah. Black bodies piled a dozen deep in the gutters, the Wailing Death running unchecked through the districts. Horrible, I say. But you've heard all this before, I'm sure. Here, I've got some equipment for you. A fighter like you might find it handy in completing your training. Chain shirt. 4-4. 3-4. Of course it's better. Now, if you're ready, I'll give you a tutorial on how to access your inventory, so you can use that equipment I just gave you. I already know that. Okay, he gave me an armor, I don't care. Oh, well then, I guess we don't need to go over it, do we?
Oh, this might be a good time to teach you how to use the stores in the game. I have some items here you might want to purchase. Since you're part of the academy, you get a special discount rate.
What's this game you're speaking of? Are you interested in seeing my store? I'll give a quick tutorial on how they work too. I don't need that tutorial, but I do want to see your store, because we want to sell this. This will stay. This we don't need. Torch, sure. We don't really need a shield. Yeah, we'll take one. It's not very expensive. And the monk level doesn't really come into view until we have the 7th level. Yeah, 7, until we get shape change. Okay, what do we have here other than long swords? Nothing really important. Traps. Supposedly traps are a very good way to play the game. Though maybe in the expansions I will make a rogue character or something like that. Rogue, maybe. Okay, nothing really important here. We'll go and speak to Berna, because we have to.
Hey there! You're one of the students here at the academy, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm Berna, an instructor here at the academy. If you like, I can give you a quick tutorial on how to use your map and journal. Not interested, thank you. Well, if you change your mind, I'll be right here to help you out. Is there anything else I can do for you? Not really. Okay. Okay, and here's Herban. Herban? Is the H silent?
It's about time you showed up, recruit. My name is Herban. As far as your worthless hide is concerned, you can just call me sir.
Sir, yes sir. It's my job to teach you raw recruits some tips on combat technique, so you maggots don't get gutted out there in the real world. Well, recruit, don't just stand there with that dopey expression on your face. What's it going to be? Are you ready to begin your combat training, or aren't you? Sir, yes sir, I'm ready, sir. That's what I like to hear, recruit. With that attitude, you might actually make something out of yourself in the world. This information might save your life sometime, recruit, so listen up. Whenever you want to use a feat or special attack on an enemy, right-click on your opponent. What's this right-click you're talking about? Right-click on your opponent to bring up the menu. Then left-click on the special attack icon in the lower right corner on the menu. This one, here. I can use knockdown. This opens up a second menu with any feats or special attacks you might have. Just left click on the attack or feat you want to use. So yes sir. On the special attack menu, you will also see the parry icon located at the very top in the 12 o'clock position. Left click on this icon whenever you want to enter parry mode. When parrying, you do not attack, but are able to make an opposed check to deflect or dodge any incoming attacks that would otherwise hit you. Each round, you can parry one successful enemy attack for each attack you would normally get. If your roll succeeds by 10 or greater, you will make a free counterattack at no penalty. So, I think parrying was very broken, so it's not really no use to take it, I guess. Okay, to return to normal combat mode, simply left click on your foe. Have you got that figure out, recruit? Can we move to the next lesson? Sorry, yes sir! Your weapon isn't just for killing, recruit. Sometimes it has other uses, like opening a chest or locked door. If you find a lock you can't get past, right click on the door or chest, then select the bash icon from the menu. You can even do this with missile weapons. The stronger you are, the easier it is to bash open a lock. Just remember that not all locks can be opened by force. Are we clear so far, recruit? Yes. I've done my part. The rest is up to you, recruit. Time to prove yourself by facing one of the Academy's combat tests. Go speak to my assistant, Corporal Dandy, at the southeast end of the room, can test you in melee weapons. Then for your test in ranged combat and missile weapons, speak to Corporal Hewitt, over near the west wall. Okay, we didn't really need to do that, but out of habit. This was out of habit. Okay, so I think this is where we'll end this episode. In next episode I think we'll just rush by, because the other rooms here are for magic casters, I think arcane magic, divine magic and rogue trainer, so we don't really need to go there. So after we deal with Dandy, I think we'll be ready to face Aribat in the graduation one. So this is where we'll end this episode. Remember, if you like this video, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. If you want to see more in the future, subscribe. So, until next time.